Kia ora and welcome to the channel. Today we are looking at colour mixing. I thought I'd change it up a little bit and just kind of talk about different ways of mixing colours, because I feel like it's nice to just go over the basics sometimes. And sometimes it's not the most obvious things, and yeah, it might help someone out there. So yeah, we're gonna go over it. So I've kind of drawn up what I want to go over, just in this video anyway. So I want to look at the primary colours. So there are kind of 6 primary colours, or 3 primary colours and 2 variations of those primary colours. We've got a cool yellow, cool red, cool blue, and then we have a warm yellow, warm red, and warm blue. So to get the cleanest mixes you possibly can, people tend to stick with the cool colours, so I'll just swatch some out for you. They go by a lot of names. Usually the yellow goes by like lemon yellow or something, but here it is, just like a true yellow, like so. And then for the red, maybe this one. Oh, that might be a bit too pink. Just trying to pick the best colours to give you the clearest example. So we use this as our cool red. Right there. And then we've got a cool blue as well, which I will just go grab. I've added it over the end here, just for the... Here we go. So this is a really good example of a cool blue, which is usually under like a phthalo blue, is what it tends to be called. And then we've got warm yellow. So warm yellows kind of look very orange. So people tend to call them orange, which isn't wrong. That's what warm yellow is. But you can see the difference. It leans towards the orange colour quite a bit. And that comes in a range of colours as well. Next we have the warm red, which also leans towards orange. So these warm colours are quite nice for mixing skin tones, just because skin has quite a lot of warmth to it. Of course, depends on the skin tone, but that's definitely what I've noticed when mixing colours, is that I use the warm colours to mix those colours. And then we have the warm blue, my favourite mixing colour, which is ultramarine blue. Well, that's what it tends to be called. And this colour's really nice for mixing your pure purple. So that's what it looks like. You can kind of see the difference between the pairs quite well. And so each of these primary colours have kind of one you'd tend to mix with more. So the cool yellow and cool blue are really good at mixing up a pure green. I'll show you an example. So we've got our cool blue up here, and then we've got our cool yellow, and you see that mixes up a really beautiful green. I'll swatch it down here for you. So it's your standard kind of perfect green to start mixing into. But if we mix the opposite colours, so the warm yellow, which is, as I said, got quite an orange base to it, and then our warm blue, you get kind of a muddy green, which is still a beautiful green in itself. Really nice for landscape painting, but not your true green. You can see the difference quite clearly. And just putting them side by side, it makes it quite interesting, because it's like, I want to mix this colour, and you're like, how did I mess it up? I used blue, I used yellow. And sometimes it's just that you're using the wrong primary colour. Next, we'll do purple. Gotta love purple. So we're going to use our warm blue for the purple, and then we're going to use our cool red as well. Only a little bit of the cool red, because red is quite a pungent, bright colour. I already used too much. That makes quite a beautiful purple. There are better reds to use. Some reds are like really pink and it'll create like the perfect purple. This one is a really good purple nonetheless, especially if we compare it to the other purple. So we've got our warm red here, and then our cool blue, which would be used for the green. And it creates more of a neutral, which is amazing for greys and stuff, but it's not really, you know, your classic purple that you'd think of when you think of flick flowers or things that can be bright purple. And then the last example with mixing would be orange. So to get a really good orange, would use warm yellow and then would use warm red, and that creates a beautiful, I think I used too much red again, a beautiful orange. That is so pretty. There we go. And then in the other end there would be the other yellow, which is cool yellow, and then our cool red. This orange isn't, wrong colour. This yellow isn't as it's not as bad, it's not as clear of a difference, but it's definitely not your typical bright orange in comparison. And both of these kind of mixing techniques can be useful. You'd use your muddy colours mainly in landscape paintings. These ones are really good for florals, so if you love painting flowers, I definitely recommend figuring out this colour mixer. And then of course there's ways to mix them. So if I just clean this, ignore my arm in the way. So of course you can just play around with the colours, like using cool yellow as your base, and then using your warm blue. It's not going to be as bright as this one up here, but it's still quite a nice green. So it's kind of like your in-between green. Same if we did it the other way around, we grab our warm yellow and then our cool blue, maybe a bit more yellow, and we get not a pure green, but definitely not your muddy green over here. So you kind of, as you mix colours and as you get better and more used to mixing colours, you kind of learn the difference, and kind of second nature, just playing around with the colours and just seeing what happens, which is one of my favourite parts of colour theory. It's a lot of trial and error, but it's so much fun once you get the hang of it. And definitely one of my favourite parts of watercolour is just mixing the colours. So yeah, I don't know how useful this video will be, but sometimes colour mixing can just be intimidating. So you get the big sets with lots of colours, and I don't know, colour mixing just definitely appealing for me, and sometimes, yeah, a good video can help you figure it out a bit more. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if it is, and if you'd like to see more kind of practical skills like this laid out for you. But if not, I hope you enjoyed either way, and have a good day.